You okay?
Yeah. Oh my God.
It was pretty funny.
I'm definitely nervous a bit. In a good way, I think.
Army Major J.D. Tillman hasn't seen his son in 10 months.
I've missed him a whole bunch. I've actually thought about this day quite a bit over the last several months.
A while ago, he promised Jalen he'd be back by his 16th birthday. He's made it with 1 day to spare.
Hey, oh my God! Oh my God! What's up, dude? Oh my God!
Tillman lost 55 pounds overseas. He wondered if his son would even recognize him. But immediately, he did. What went through your head?
That's my dad. It just kind of, because I'm thinking he's in Afghanistan.
How much does it mean to you for him to be here for your 16th birthday?
More than anything that I could ever imagine.
This hug is something they've both been waiting for.
I need to touch him, something I hadn't done in a long time. I've had that mental image over and over.
His son is now old enough to understand. His father's job is a dangerous one.
I try not to think about it, but it's a whole nother world over there.
But on his 16th birthday, he won't have to worry. His father is home.
I'm just happy. I'm glad you're okay, Dad.
Here at Bickerdike Elementary School in Russell, Kansas, one fifth grader is about to get a very big surprise.
It was a surprise weeks in the making.
My whole intention was to surprise the whole family, but then I figured I couldn't get a ride from Hayes, so I had to let my wife in on it. And so she came out and well, that's just to surprise our youngest one.
So while his fifth grade daughter Emma took a water fountain break, Sergeant Schroeder snuck in and anxiously sat at her desk, waiting.
What took you so long? I've been waiting here forever.
Hi, Dad. I just came in school, sat and started learning stuff, I guess. When I came back in, I saw him and all that, and I started crying.
Sergeant Warren Schroeder is part of the National Guard and left for Iraq this past October. His deployment is for an entire year, but he was able to take a 2-week leave.
It's hard to put into words, and we don't get a call home every day. But the media's gotten a lot better where we have, email and stuff, so it's a lot easier to communicate, but it's still not the same as being here.
Being here and having some lunch, sharing stories and cinnamon rolls, and enjoying some much-needed family time.
Sergeant Schroeder will only be home for 2 weeks, and it's back to Iraq and work. He hopes to be home in late October. In Russell, Enrique Ramirez, Kate News.
Which one's What took you so long? I've been waiting here forever.
Hi, Dad.
You surprised?
Swing around a little bit.
I'm so glad to see you. Didn't know I was coming home, did you?
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Oh, look, there's
Okay, I'm recording your surprise. All right, ready?
1.
Stand that way.
This way?
Right there, yeah, that works. On the count of 3, take it off. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
When did you get so tall?
So was it worth wearing the stupid mask?
It's so hot. How come you're wearing this?
Because it's freezing in my glasses.
Look at how tall she is.
An older brother makes his little brother cry at school today, and for all the right reasons. Andrew Irvin has been away for the last 2 months at Fort Benning for basic training. Andrew's younger brother Dylan thought he was coming home in February, but Andrew decided to surprise Dylan at Pond Elementary School.
I thought I was in trouble. It was Acres to sit me down, and I was in trouble, and then played out really well.
Thanks to Quicken Loans Miles for Military, Andrew was able to fly home for free.
It's great. Quicken Loans is just, it's great that Quicken Loans could pull something together like that and really make things like this possible for a lot of people. It's just a nice gift to be home with everybody and to just enjoy the time and the holiday with everybody.
Andrew will spend the next 2 weeks with his family before he returns to service.
You have to get some time away. It definitely helps. Knowing I only have a month left when I go back and I'm done, so it's nice to be able to have 2 weeks off to recover and heal up a little bit, take on the last month.
And it looks like Andrew and Dylan are already back to doing what brothers do best.
Why'd you cry like such a girl?
Because, Andrew, I haven't seen you in 2 months.
I haven't seen you in 2 months and I cry like a girl. I didn't think I'd miss him of all people, but I definitely did. Once I was gone, to see him again was nice. Now that I get 2 more weeks to just torture him while I'm here to make up for all the lost time.
So was it a nice surprise?
Yes, it was.
Best Christmas present?
Best Christmas.
Get started? Yeah. We're ready to go surprise.
Why? Focus.
You're not focused?
Yeah.
Ready to surprise my mom.
No, come on.
Oh my God! Oh, I can't believe you're home.
I played it over again.
I told you. Oh my God, just happened.
It was a hero's welcome in Gretna.
2 of our military's bravest paid a visit, spreading their message of inspiration and courage to local youths. KTV News Watch 7's Kyle Gravlin has the story.
Gretna High School students bearing American flags lined the main entranceway Thursday. The patriotic presentation in place to welcome Sergeant Major Brad Casal, United States Marine Corps, and Taylor Morris, an explosive ordnance tech with the U.S. Navy. 2 heroes, severely injured fighting for our country.
Deployed to Afghanistan, stepped on an IED, blew off parts of all 4 limbs.
Morris's equipment didn't detect that underground IED back in September 2012. Casal sustained gun and shrapnel wounds while protecting a fellow injured Marine in the Battle of Fallujah. But Morris and Casal overcame all odds and survived. Now they focus on our country's future, spreading a message of inspiration and courage.
You face it every day in life. I mean, you're not going to encounter and go through life without facing adversity.
Facing and overcoming adversity, something Morris says can't always be done alone.
You can wing it on your own, or you can, look up to somebody that, you kind of agree with the way they did things and try to follow that as best you can.
Former Army captain and now Nebraska Governor Dave Heineman also spoke at Thursday's event.
These men willingly and women put their life on the line so that we enjoy all the freedoms we have today.
Sergeant Major Casal cracked a couple jokes, but left students with some sage advice before departing the stage.
You just have two things. If you use two things, this and this, if you use your head and put your heart into it, you'll accomplish anything.
And now it's up to those students to lead us into the future. Reporting in Gretna, Kyle Gravlin, KETV News Watch 7.
And unfortunately, time